After getting possessed by an S-rank grade spirit, he became the strongest sorcerer. The story begins with a boy named Yuta, who was getting bullied by his classmates, but were suddenly killed by a demon named Rika. Yuta tries to stop her, but it was already too late. Yuta was scared and in despair, pausing while shivering. In a different scene, the Exorcist Society, concerned about the danger Yuta's curse posed to the world, decided to execute him. However, before they could proceed, a teacher named Gojo from Jujutsu High School, a renowned institution for teaching sorcery and exorcism, came to Yuta's rescue. Gojo managed to persuade the directors to allow Yuta to temporarily enroll in the school so that they could help him with his curse. Despite feeling unworthy, Yuta wished to be alone, even contemplating self-harm to prevent hurting others. However, Rika prevented him from carrying out such thoughts. Gojo revealed to Yuta that he was possessed by an S-rank curse, but he also had the potential to use his curse for good and save people. He assured Yuta that if he joined the school, he would make friends and never be alone again. Feeling encouraged, Yuta accepted the offer and made his way to Jujutsu High. Among his new classmates were Maki, who utilized curse tools for exorcisms, Toge, who could only speak in rice ball ingredients to avoid unintentionally cursing others, and a panda named Panda. Initially, the students showed little interest in getting to know Yuta and tried to ignore him before he even entered the classroom. However, as Yuta stepped in, they couldn't ignore the dark curse aura emanating from Rika, who protected him. Without even a chance to introduce himself, Yuta was immediately attacked by the three students, ready to exorcise the curse and eliminate him. In a different scene, it is revealed that Yuta was an orphaned boy who had been chronically ill. During his time in the hospital, he met Rika, who gave him a ring and promised to marry him when he grew older. They became inseparable friends until the tragic moment when Yuta witnessed Rika being struck by a car outside the hospital. Since that day, Yuta became cursed with the presence of the powerful demon. The demon reminded him of their promise to marry. She haunted him every day, turning him into a timid and perpetually lonely boy. Whenever someone threatened Yuta, she would appear and deal with them accordingly. Returning to the present, Gojo explained to Yuta that the school was dedicated to teaching exorcism, something Yuta had been unaware of. Gojo warns the other three students to keep their distance from Yuta as Rika emerges to shield him from the bullies, just as she has always done since her passing. Their first lesson of the day doubles as a mission, and Gojo assigns them partners. Yuta ends up paired with Maki. As they walk together, Yuta attempts to strike up a conversation, but Maki quickly deduces his history of being bullied and relying on Rika to handle the situation. She disapproves of Yuta being protected by a curse while still experiencing bullying, which burdens him with guilt over the curse's actions. Yuta agrees that he has been weak, acknowledging Maki's point, and he still feels sorry for himself. Meanwhile, Gojo leads them to an elementary school where a curse has taken two children captive. Their task is to exorcise the curse and rescue the children. To conceal their work from the public, a barrier veil is cast around the school, revealing the curses while keeping their actions hidden. Yuta becomes frightened when suddenly three curses materialize, leaving him unsure of what to do. Maki advises him to be cautious when facing solitary curses, as they can be stronger than those in groups. Taking swift action, Maki effortlessly eliminates the three curses with a single powerful strike. Yuta is impressed by her strength but remains fearful, especially when Maki mentions that they need to enter the school building. Trembling, Yuta cautiously follows her, with curses lurking in the dark corners. Observing the low-grade curses that are too afraid to confront them directly, Maki surmises that they fear Rika's presence. She asks Yuta to show her his student ID, and upon examining it, she discovers that he is an S-rank student, a designation higher than rank 1, the highest grade in Jujutsu sorcery. Suddenly, Yuta notices a massive curse approaching from behind Maki, forcefully making its way towards them. The tremendous power of the curse shatters walls and windows, causing the roof to burst open. Maki and Yuta are sent soaring into the air and then plummet into the curse's mouth. Trapped inside, they find themselves unable to escape without outside assistance. Frustrated that Rika did not appear to protect Yuta, Maki expresses her anger while Yuta, feeling helpless, is unable to defend her. They have no understanding of when Rika chooses to manifest herself. All they can do is wait. Taking in their surroundings, they discover two children within the stomach of the curse, one of them lying down and gravely affected by its powers. Suddenly, the curse affects Maki, causing her to collapse to the floor as cursed eyes manifest on her body. Observing the boy's distress, Yuta realizes his own powerlessness to help them, even when their lives hang in the balance. In a brief moment of consciousness, Maki reaches out to Yuta and inquires about his reason for attending Jujutsu High. Yuta shares his desire to escape solitude while simultaneously wishing to prevent harm to others, yearning for a life of freedom. Maki advises him to diligently practice exorcism and gain confidence, assuring him that he will find friends and achieve his dream. After motivating Yuta to persevere, Maki once again collapses to the floor. With newfound determination, Yuta retrieves the ring Rika gave him long ago and slides it onto his finger, beseeching Rika to lend him her strength. Rika accepts his plea, bursting through the curse that engulfs them and launching an attack. Yuta carries Maki and the children, slowly making their way towards the gate while Rika confronts and destroys the other curse. During their journey, Yuta senses the presence of a young Rika, encouraging him not to give up and empowering him to continue moving forward. Gojo commends their success and escorts them to the hospital, where Yuta finds relief in knowing that Maki and the children will be alright. However, he remains concerned, despite his newfound ability to summon Rika independently. The hospital triggers memories of the time Yuta encountered Rika there, leading him to believe that he is the one who cursed her and turned her into a monstrous entity. Gojo agrees, explaining that love is the most potent form of curse. Determined to break Rika's curse and free her from her torment, Yuta resolves to undertake this daunting task. Gojo decides to guide Yuta to a room filled with numerous curse tools. He explains that to break Rika's curse, Yuta must learn to identify various types of cursed energy and study them, as he is the only one capable of breaking the curse. Offering him a sword, Gojo instructs Yuta to channel Rika's cursed energy into the blade to gain better control. However, before he can imbue the curse into the sword, Yuta must first train in swordsmanship. He begins his training with Maki, managing to hold his own for a brief moment but becoming distracted, resulting in Maki landing a blow to his face. Yuta adjusts his position and attempts to attack again, but Maki, being the expert, doesn't give him a chance and emerges victorious. Determined to improve for Rika's sake, Yuta requests another match. Slowly, he starts honing his skills and developing a more resolute and eager attitude towards learning and combat. During another training session, Gojo assigns Yuta to accompany Toge on a mission and observe, aiming to deepen his understanding of cursed energy. Yuta feels apprehensive about Toge due to his peculiar way of speaking, using only food-related terms. Before departing, Gojo warns Yuta to be cautious and not let Rika take control, as she might refuse to retreat as she usually does. Yuta and Toge venture into the shopping district and enter the barrier, exploring their surroundings. They encounter curses appearing in a synchronized formation, resembling a school of fish. Toge commands them to explode, and they instantly disintegrate. Thinking they have completed their mission, they head back towards the exit. However, to their surprise, the barrier remains intact. Suddenly, a high-grade curse materializes behind them, shooting explosive beams. Toge attempts to counter it with a twisting command, managing to twist the curse's hand before collapsing in pain. Yuta swiftly moves Toge out of harm's way, dodging another explosion and seeking cover around a corner. While hiding, Yuta realizes that the curse is lingering near the exit and is not actively searching for them. Their only means of escape is to confront the curse head-on, no matter the odds. Toge rises to his feet and distances himself from Yuta, determined to face the curse alone. Yuta begins to understand that Toge is actually a kind-hearted person who has been misunderstood. Due to his innate ability to curse others with his words, he unintentionally hurt people throughout his upbringing. As a result, he refrains from speaking and communicates solely through food ingredient codes. Yuta refuses to let Toge shoulder the burden alone when he is also present and has vowed to protect others. Approaching the exit, Yuta draws his sword and infuses it with Rika's power, launching an attack. The curse retaliates immediately, leaving Yuta little opportunity to counter as he evades its onslaught. Though he manages to get close and land a sword strike, it only leaves a minor scratch on the curse. Realizing that Toge is the key to success, Yuta retrieves the throat spray dropped by Toge earlier and tosses it to him. Toge catches it and swiftly consumes the spray before commanding the curse to be crushed. The monstrous entity disintegrates, signifying their joint mission as a triumph. As they make their way back towards the exit, they remain unaware of a man observing from above. This man, Guido, possesses Yuta's student ID, which he obtained after the initial exorcism mission. Guido is an S-rank sorcerer skilled in manipulating curses, having been exiled from their school for cursing 100 individuals to their demise. Despite being Gojo's former best friend, he disagrees with Gojo and the Exorcist Society, particularly harboring a disdain for ordinary people lacking curse abilities. Upon discovering Yuta and Rika, Guido has been tailing Yuta, determined to separate him from Rika. The two students return to school, and Maki continues to train Yuta, albeit refusing to teach him about cursed energy. Suddenly, Yuta senses a foreboding sensation enveloping him. A large rainbow-colored parrot suddenly swoops down in front of them, carrying Guido and his gang of misfits. The four students quickly assume a defensive stance, demanding that the intruders leave the premises. Guido wastes no time introducing himself to Yuta and tries to convince him to join his side, so they can rid the world of non-sorcery users through violence. Fortunately, Gojo arrives just in time and orders Guido to step away from his students. Yuta firmly refuses Guido's offer, stating that he won't assist someone who insults his friends. Guido reluctantly apologizes to Yuta and informs him and the others that he has come to declare war. He plans to unleash a night parade of 100 demons, utilizing his arsenal of 2,000 curses to wreak havoc and devastation. He invites the Jujutsu high sorcerers to confront him and stop his massacre if they dare, and then he departs. The day of the night parade arrives, and the Jujutsu sorcerers take up their designated positions as instructed by Guido. They prepare to eliminate any threats and ultimately defeat Guido. Toge and Panda take the offensive, while Maki remains at the school with Yuta since he is still considered a novice. Curiosity piqued, Yuta asks Maki why Guido referred to her as a failure. Maki reveals that she is an ordinary person belonging to one of the prestigious 3 major elite clan sorcerer families. Her ability to see and exorcise curses solely relies on her glasses and the weapon she wields, both of which contain another person's cursed energy. This is deemed a failure in the eyes of her clan. However, Yuta commends her for becoming a Jujutsu sorcerer despite not being a curse user herself. He admires her determination and strength in striving to become something she's not, all to fulfill her dream of defying her clan's expectations. Maki blushes, feeling somewhat embarrassed by the praise, and leaves the classroom, attempting to convince herself that she hasn't been accepted and should remain bitter. Soon after, Gito's presence looms over the area as he envelops it with his malevolent aura. He desires to kill Yuta and claim Rika, the queen of all curses, in order to manipulate her power and eliminate anyone who isn't an exorcist. Maki confronts Gito with hostility, prepared to defend herself and her friends. Meanwhile, Toge and Panda arrive at the school, having been sent by Gojo after he discerns Gito's plan. Their mission is to protect Yuta and Maki. However, when they break through the barrier, they discover that Gito has already finished dealing with Maki and is waiting, ready to decide whom to confront first. Panda immediately launches an attack, but Gito effortlessly evades his strikes, using some of his curses to distract and outmaneuver him. However, Panda's intellect proves to be his advantage as he lands a powerful blow on Gito, sending him flying. Despite the attack, Gito quickly recovers and continues to employ his curses against his adversaries. Seizing Maki's cursed tool, he stabs Panda from behind, causing him to collapse. Just as Panda falls to the ground, Toge arrives and curses Gito with a powerful command. Both Toge and Panda rush to check on Maki, but Gito reappears behind them, accompanied by an enormous curse. This sight fills Yuta with fear for his friends' well-being. Gito effortlessly handles all 3 of them and bemoans their camaraderie, their willingness to protect Yuta at any cost. In a fit of rage and determination, Yuta taps into Rika's power and unleashes it upon Gito's low-grade curses. Together, they eliminate the curses and transport Toge, Panda, and Maki to a safe location. Yuta then directs his intense hatred towards Gito, channeling it through Rika. As a result, Rika summons a megaphone adorned with the crest of Toge's clan as a symbol of their united front. Yuta takes advantage of the megaphone's power and commands Gito's curses to perish, causing them to erupt in explosions. Recognizing that Yuta is no match for his low-grade curses, especially when fueled by anger and hate, Gito decides to personally end Yuta's life with his cursed weapon. Undeterred, Yuta charges at Gito with his sword, accompanied by Rika's support. However, Gito skillfully blocks both attacks simultaneously, showcasing his formidable skills. Yuta dismisses Gito's philosophical ideals as childish, provoking his anger. Gito summons a curse to immobilize Yuta and sends him flying with a powerful blow. Intent on delivering a finishing strike, Gito underestimates Rika's intervention, which saves Yuta from certain defeat. Yuta swiftly launches another attack, but Gito strikes first. However, Yuta quickly maneuvers behind him, landing a blow with his shattered sword. Gito's arrogance and underestimating Yuta's abilities leads to his downfall. Yuta capitalizes on the distraction and delivers a powerful punch imbued with curse energy, propelling Gito through the air. Gito, undeterred, rises again and vows not to hold back, determined to kill Yuta. He merges 4,000 curses together, creating an S-rank curse. As the curses combine, Yuta begins to recall the precious moments he shared with Rika. He confesses his love to her, promising to give her everything and sharing a kiss. Rika, hearing the promise of eternal togetherness in the afterlife, accepts and unleashes her full power. Transforming and opening an eye, she declares her love for Yuta and unleashes a devastating blast, obliterating Gito and the surrounding area. After collapsing, Yuta regains consciousness and finds his friends safe. Rika calls out to him, and he walks towards her. Rika sheds her cursed form, returning to her human self. Gojo appears, revealing that Rika's curse has been broken. He explains that it was Yuta who cursed Rika out of his immense love for her, not wanting her to die and be alone. Overwhelmed by guilt and sorrow for the lives lost, Yuta drops to his knees, weeping. Rika consoles him, expressing gratitude for allowing her to stay by his side a little longer. As Rika dissolves into bubbles, she assures Yuta that she will be waiting for him, but advises him to live a longer life than she did as his journey continues. The following day, Yuta encounters Gojo, who hands him his student ID. Yuta's friend calls out to him, urging him to hurry up. And that's where this episode ends. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Annie Explains.